up?
Not a lot, really, to be honest. How about you?
Me too. Right before me and you just talked, before we decided to live stream, I
Yeah.
was out in the yard with my nephews, right?
Yep.
They decided, my oldest nephew had been outside cutting grass today and stuff like that. We talked about earlier. Well, my two little nephews decided to go get hatchets and knives and whatever the hell else they could find, and was out there chopping down like little trees that had started sprouting and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
bushes and whatever. And my sister come in to make sure I was okay, and I told her I was probably going to live stream here in a minute. She said, "All right," and she was going upstairs, and I said, "Okay." I turn around, and look, and my little baby Yoda, my little 8-year-old nephew, decides he's pulling half a damn tree into the bedroom. Child, what are you doing? He said, "Auntie, I just had to show you what I cut down." I said, "But that don't mean bring it in the house."
Exactly.
Kind of like stray people. There's some things you just don't bring into a home.
Yeah, that's the truth.
But he was so proud of chopping that little tree down. He was just gung ho. It looked more like a limb than anything. But he was
Yeah.
just so gung ho about it. He's like, "Auntie, I just had to show you what I chopped." I was like, "Oh my gosh, child.
Hmm.
He is something serious. He is something serious."
I'll get you on that one. There's been a lot of my girlfriend earlier.
Hmm.
She always answers want. I swear that girl, that woman.
Well, us women, we can be strange ones.
Yeah. Well, her she's got two young one, two uh
Hmm.
7, 10, and 14 are their
Which is
age.
the one? Which is the one that I met on FaceTime?
Um, the little girl,
Yeah, I do believe so.
that's the youngest. That's Rena.
Hey, Quenisha. Hey, sis. How are you? How's the baby? How's my niece? Hopefully she's good. Sending all my loves and hugs. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but she's a handful. She's Spitfire and a half.
oh my, that sounds like my nephews. They'd probably get along perfectly.
Probably. Well, she got in trouble today.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she hasn't. They take medicine. She
Yeah.
hasn't had in them in a couple of days,
Uh oh.
and she's been a little moody. I would
Yeah.
you should want to say. So she got
Yeah.
in trouble today, and there's a whole with those kids. There's a whole lot of trouble sometimes, but I love them. I won't go on it, but I love those kids dead, like they're my own.
Oh yeah. That's the way I am about my
And
nephews. They are my everything.
but other than that, my girlfriend's supposed to start back at school again. She's going to
Mm-hmm.
culinary school. She's going to culinary school, and
Oh, nice.
they do that externship. Basically, she's got to
Mm-hmm.
find a job and tell them she'll get paid for it. She only can work hours a day, so basically, she won't be making much. But that's just to get the hours in for school.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
get it.
she's nervous as hell
Aw.
about doing that. But
Yeah.
I think she'll do it. She'll get in there. She'll get it done right. I
Oh
know
yeah.
her. I just I have to push her. I push
Yeah.
that woman all the way through her school, saying, "You can do this. Get it now. Get up here and get it done."
Oh,
So how I get to do things?
Quenisha said her baby girl's gonna be 8 months as of Monday, and she's standing up on her own.
Oh, that's good. That is very
That's
good.
amazing. Both mine and Valt's kids, they were early walkers, and my youngest son he never crawled. He went straight from sitting to walking or running.
Oh,
Actually, he
me,
didn't
I
even
did
crawl.
this when I was that young. I went from straight from standing up to running.
Yeah.
I had no stopping me. I ran from here, ran from there. I did not walk till I got a little bit older, and I had to decide that running into the walls is not a good idea.
Look, I was the most clumsiest child. I can remember one time, and this is one of those Lakaya fuck up stories. One day, this big, humongous girl jumped on me at school. I never
Yeah.
knew who she was, had never seen her before. She weighed about 300 pounds. Humongous girl. I was a little bitty thing. And she threw a Coke and hit me in the middle of my back with it, and it went over me and my friend.
Oh wow.
Hey, Hayes, how are you? And so I turned around and I ran and jumped on her like a spider monkey. I mean, I just ran and latched onto her, and she
Yeah.
fell backwards, and I landed on top of her. I went to beating her head in the concrete. That was my famous move, was beating
Oh
people's
yeah.
heads in when I fought. I would slam them down on the concrete or on the ground or wherever. Well, I got suspended from school.
Ah.
Yeah, instead of telling the teacher what happened, and I defended myself because I ran and jumped on her. I
Yeah.
got suspended. Well, when I got suspended, my mother decided, well, you know what? You got suspended for a good thing. You stood up for yourself. I'm going to get you drunk for the first time. I said, okay. So she took me to the liquor store and I picked out, not thinking, I picked out mixed liquor. Like I mixed my dark with my clear. I mixed sugary with not. Grim, I
Yeah.
bought it all. Me and my girlfriend got so drunk that night. So freaking drunk because we were suspended for 3 days because my girlfriend, as I jump in it, of course, she's going to jump in it with me. We got suspended for 3 days. So we stayed drunk for 3 days. The night
Mm.
before, and you can ask my sister this, if she was standing in here, she would tell you. The night before we had to return to school, we got so drunk that I literally was walking across the carpeted floor in the living room, tripped and fell, and had a huge rug burn under my freaking nose.
Ouch.
Well, that's not the kicker part. The kicker part is the next day when we went to school, it was school picture day. My mom made me take pictures at school that day.
Oh man.
I literally have pictures at my mom's house with me looking hungover with a rug burn under my freaking nose. And my sister reminded me of it like last week. And I was like, does she still have that picture? And my sister goes, oh, yeah, we still got that picture somewhere. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, please don't show my nephew. And my nephew's like, my oldest kipper, he's like, I ain't see, that's blackmail. That's blackmail photos right there. He said, I'm going to get that photo. And I was like, no. I was like, no, don't you touch that photo. He said, I'm going to find it. I was like, damn.
Oh man, the worst thing that I did in school was I was 10 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this was after literally after school. And I lived in a little small town here in Arkansas. And what I did is that I actually purposely got into fight with bullies. Purposely.
Oh my goodness.
And this one kid, I was in there, I was making out with my girlfriend at the time. And he started calling her the B word, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And I went up to him and we started getting a fight. He busted my lip and I blacked out. Next thing I know, I got a whole lot of blood running down my face from here to here.
Oh gosh.
Not mine.
Mm.
They said I jumped on him and started gnawing at his skull, at his face, and started to pull his face off.
Oh. Oh
And
my God, Grim. Come on now.
how
You
they
can't.
stopped me is that his older sister had to pull me off of him with 3 other guys.
That sounds like a bad case, though. You on bath salts. Please tell me you were not on bath salts.
No. He had to get stitches from here to here.
Oh, my goodness.
And staples.
Dang, man.
I literally had half his, from here to here was sagging off of his face right here.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. They said I sunk my teeth into him and started to do that, jerk my head back.
Yeah.
The pull started slowly, like I told you, started slowly rip his face off him.
Gosh almighty.
Yeah, I was 10 years old at the time. I was
I
very
think
dangerous.
I was, if I'm not mistaken, I think I was 14 when that happened with me with the rug burn under my nose. I think I was 14. Yeah, because it happened right before I started dating my high school sweetheart. So yeah, I was about 14 then. And
I was a very violent kid when I was younger, all the way up to my mid-teens.
I was a very smart mouth child. I had a mouth on me that, man, I would roast you in a heartbeat. I would talk about your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your sister, your dead cat and dog. I didn't care. I had a mouth on me. But I was the type of child, though, that I didn't start it. But if you started with me, you best believe I'm going to say something back.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's what I was taught.
You know, if it had to come to blows, it just had to come to blows. But now I'm, like we were talking earlier, now I'm to the point, I'm 41 years old. I don't care about that shit.
No.
You know, man, that was way back then. I don't let nothing bother me that much anymore. I mean, almost next to nothing. If not having any legs doesn't bother me, then damn sure nobody else is going to bother me.
Words are just words.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm at that point in life. I'm a year younger than you.
Yeah.
I'm at that point in life where I don't know who the hell you are. I don't give a damn what you say.
Yeah.
Your opinion does not matter. If you ain't part of my friends or my little small circle that I got, I don't give a damn about your opinion.
Yeah.
That's how I am. I don't give a damn about your opinion. If I don't know you, why the hell should I care what you say?
True.
I don't care how famous the person is. I don't give a damn about their opinion.
Hey, Donkey. Yeah, my sister has this rule that she says, if you're not paying my bills, if you're not sleeping in my bed, or you're not the father of my children, you don't fucking matter.
There you go.
And I agree with her. You know, if it's not one of those three, then I don't care.
It's just like this, is that I got few friends for a very good reason. Here's the thing. A fool has many friends, or so he thinks. A wise man has few friends because he knows what they think.
True. Very true. Hey, Snyder. Good evening.
How's it going, Snyder?
But I absolutely agree. Hold on one moment. Let me see if I can reach my bag. Let me see. Y'all check this out. Ha ha ha. This is my reacher. Looks like a big ass gun, does not. It comes in a lot of situations. It comes very handy.
Oh yeah, especially if you're handy capable.
Yes, but what I was going to show everybody earlier was I was talking about a beanie that was made for me. This is my beanie. It's silver and black, and I love it. She is adorable. She has attitude and sass, and she looks wonderful on. But what I was going to do was I was going to pull out one of my tarot decks and pull a card, and let's see what we get.
Awesome.
But I'm looking for.
While you do that, I got a bit of show and tell myself.
Go right ahead.
Be right back.
So, how's everybody doing tonight? The father of my kids, his opinion doesn't matter. Quenisha, I can honestly say I love my blended family. I have no problems with them.
Mm-hmm.
They have no problems with me. We're good.
Yeah.
We co-parent very well. All of us co-parent. All three of us co-parent very well together. So, I mean, I got very lucky. My gosh, y'all,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to pull my bag into my lap. Go ahead, Grim.
Most of y'all know that I'm a fan. I have an Indiana Jones hat, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's pure wool. The thing is, I'm not just an Indiana Jones fan, I am a fedora fan.
Yeah.
There's one, here's two,
Oh wow.
and here's the Indiana Jones fedora.
Oh, nice.
These two cost me nothing. The other one cost a friend of mine. The Indiana Jones replica is an exact replica
Mm-hmm.
of his hat
Oh,
from
nice.
the movies. I don't know if the camera can see it, but see, it says, there you go, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That is a replica of the hat from the movies, made by the company who made the hats for the movies.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's just what I am a fan of. A fedora fan mostly, but
Yeah.
Indiana Jones fan nonetheless. And I also, if you've heard of the game Uncharted,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll recognize this necklace.
Oh yeah. That's nice.
It's a copy of the necklace that Drake wore around his neck. It also has the engraving. The engraving says "From humble beginnings" in Latin.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a fan of Lara Croft and any type of
Oh
archaeological.
yeah, I love Lara Croft. Tomb Raider, man, was awesome.
Believe it or not, the first game that I bought with my own money was on PlayStation. It cost me $52,989 back in the 90s. When the first PlayStation came out, it was, believe it or not, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the first Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I still have the original copy. You know how much that thing would be worth now?
How much?
$200, $300.
Y'all, hold on. You keep talking, Grim.
Okay. But like I said, that game will be up to $300 now. Up to it. I collect the other Tomb Raider games as well.
Yeah, sorry, y'all. It's my nephew, Buddy. Hi, guys. You can lean over and say hey. Hey, guys. What you drinking there?
Steza. It's antioxidant.
Oh, that's an energy drink.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Nothing. Don't have nothing to do.
Don't have nothing to do. Why don't you sit over there and listen while we chat? I already cut my hotspot on, however, for you, but I'm on live, so I'll cut it on when I get off. You're just gonna have to wait, bub. I know. I'm sorry, but I will cut it on before you have to go. And there's my baby Yoda. Telling you, I thought I had time to myself, but I'm live streaming. You want to say hey to everybody like you did earlier? Lean right in. There you go.
He have a brownie.
I see he has a brownie. Why don't you go sit on the couch if y'all gonna stay down here and be quiet? Oh, thank you. That's good.
This is, y'all can see it in the background. Yes, it's Pikachu.
Oh, Pikachu.
It is a throw pillow. It is one of the when Pokemon originally came out, they made a limited run of these pillows.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had it since
No, I'm not streaming.
I can't even find the tag no more. It's that old. There it is. It is official licensed product. Made in the 90s.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. when Pokemon was really low on the famous.
Yeah, my two nephews here, the one there and the one standing right here, they are now into collecting Pokemon cards.
Oh.
So they've got two humongous binders, like slap full of cards, and they're always looking for legendaries and all that good jazz.
Be careful, it is an expensive habit.
I agree.
Yeah, we realize that. I collected Pokemon cards when our kids were little. Well, I take that back. When Lethal was little, Cobra hadn't even been born yet, but
Yeah.
we had collected Pokemon cards then, and we had a good bit, and we ended up giving them to a nephew of ours to start him a collection. And now these two have just gotten into it recently, and woo.
Well, I'm more of a knife collector and a sword collector.
Yeah.
But I do collect Gundam models. I do put together Gundam models.
Yeah.
You've seen you've seen what I made.
Y'all see Bash, Baby Yoda back there? He's eating.
Yeah.
You guys. He's eating a brownie.
Is it good?
Is it good? Say yes.
Sweet.
What do you say?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. There you go. Use your manners. Hey, Sue. How are you?
Lady comments.
Yeah, these are comments that they leave while we're live on the screen. They leave comments in chat, and we talk back and forth to them. Like, that's Miss Sue right there. And that's Miss Quenisha, and that's Snyder, and that's Donkey Donk. And we talk back and forth to them, and they comment to us as we're talking. That's how live stream works.
Yeah, sometimes they also leave questions and such like that. Ask questions.
Oh,
no, baby, you eat it. Like I said, they are, even when their mama's home, they should have been my kids.
Yeah.
They should have been my kids. I mean, it is what it is. All three nephews should have been my kids.
Yeah.
Because they're always with me.
Well, why are you kid now?
Yeah, you might as well be my kids. I mean, that means I got, let's see, Cobra, Lethal, Autumn, Kipper, you, him,
and Will.
That's Lethal. So I've got that's a bunch of kids. Y'all are my kids.
We got like 5 kids right now.
Yeah. Right.
We were speaking about the Batman movie, the new one. It was the only one. I don't normally do this, but I bought a collecting edition of it, and this is what I got.
Oh no!
That's
nice.
Oh,
that's nice. I like that.
Of course, I got the game put up and everything like that. The movie, I can show you the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy collector editions of anything.
Yeah.
Unless I really like it.
I have not seen Batman movie in a while.
Yeah.
Me either.
You either? Well, I may just have to sit down and watch one. Look at that.
Oh.
Blu-ray, DVD, behind the scenes.
Yep.
There's I think 3 or 4 discs in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. About 3 discs in here. I got the Blu-ray version right here.
Yeah.
And then you got the normal DVD version, and you got the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It cost me $50.
Oh, wow.
But I also got the digital, but I don't have the digital. I let someone else have it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a big fan of basically Batman. Then I also have my favorite Marvel superhero.
I'm on live stream. Have some respect. Thank you.
Both of the Venom movies.
Oh, wow. Venom.
Yeah, both of them. One And too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a Venom fan. Been a Venom fan since I saw it in the first Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah.
I will tell you this though, Venom in the comic book, I got the original Venom comic book. I don't know where it is. It was the first edition.
Yeah.
And when they came out with it, they came out with two covers: a plain flat cover and one with an embossed version. I had the embossed version, and it's worth over $100 something now. $200 to $300.
Damn.
Yeah, and I can't find it.
Shit, I'd be looking for it. I'd be digging through everything.
I got a Punisher 2000, which was the 2000th edition, no, 200th edition of Punisher. And at the time, it was worth $54. My mom got it for about original cost, $5.
Yeah.
No, $2. She got it for $2 and something. And he said, "Oops, I wasn't supposed to sell you that." She said, "You already sold it." And it's worth close to $800.
Oh,
And
dang.
I can't find it either. I think we lost it in the move.
I hate that.
Yeah. But it's worth some money now.
Oh,
All
yeah.
around. And
Well, I pulled a tarot card,
mhm.
and this is my favorite deck. This is my Thoth deck. And I pulled, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's the pleasure card. So
Oh, cool.
I don't know who's going to get pleasure, but somebody's looking for some pleasure soon. Yes, baby.
What about take the tablet up there?
You can take my tablet up there, but I'm not cutting my hotspot on. Because I'm live streaming and it will kill my battery.
Yup.
But when I'm off live stream, I will cut my hotspot on so you can play on it, okay? All right. This baby loves playing on my Kindle Fire, you guys. He's got a cell phone, but he prefers my Kindle Fire for some reason. So
Bigger screen, I suppose.
yeah, that's what he said, a bigger screen. So he's gonna take it upstairs and go play on it. And they're always asking me to cut my hotspot on, so I usually do at nighttime if they're done with homework and
Yeah.
have done their chores and they're done playing and stuff like that. I'll let them watch some YouTube or something like that for a little while. So that's what they were asking. Aunt T, can we have hotspot? Aunt T, can we have hotspot? And I'm like, not right now. I'm live streaming. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to get used to it. Kaya, no ma'am. Miss Bossy,
Mm-mm.
you got a little feisty attitude. I'm telling you.
So, like I was telling you, my girlfriend, she's in culinary school.
Yeah.
Thing is that I'm an unlicensed chef.
Yeah.
I took the classes with her.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They didn't know it, but I did. I had learned knife cutting, stuff like that. I've also learned how to cook some katsu, some Japanese cooking, some Chinese cooking. The nastiest thing that I ever had to cook. We had world cooking. Was coif. COFF. And basically, it's hamburger meat with parsley all over it. And you had to let it set in a refrigerator for 24 hours.
Oh,
You're
wow.
thinking dried meat. It's basically dry meat. Then you had to cook it. There's no spices added, no salt, nothing.
Yeah.
It was putrid meat with parsley mixed in. Yeah, it's nasty. It was nasty. Of course, this is from Africa. I think a South African dish. If there's anybody in chat that knows about it, then they can, correct me. But I'm pretty sure it's South African. And then there was also, it's still African, there's a salad that had parsley, basil, mostly just in spinach. It was mostly brown. And it was nasty. Now, tonkatsu, that's a Japanese dish. That is basically, you fry pork and put panko breading over it,
Yeah.
and you cook it and let all the juice come out, and you take it out and you mix, I forgot what else you mix in it, but you mix something in, like you make a sauce out of the roux, if you know what I'm talking about, roux.
Yeah, I know how to
And
make roux.
then after you fried the pork, you put the pork in the roux and let the pork absorb and the panko absorb all of the juices.
Oh, wow.
So it's very soft, very delicate, but very good.
Sounds good. There's two things I've always wanted to try. One is balut. I don't know why. I just think it'd be interesting. And I've always wanted to try fufu.
Fufu. Never heard
Fufu.
of it.
It's an African dish.
Oh.
But those are the two things that I would like to try at least once, just to say that I've tried it. I may not like it, but I just want to try it.
Well, most of the African dishes are not very flavorful
Yeah.
because they don't have a lot of spices there. Unless they get import spices from India and places like that, but they're mostly spicy. They're mostly spicy.
Yeah.
If anything. If they have any flavor to them at all.
Yeah.
But that's
those
what
are
I
the
know
two.
Huh?
Those are the two dishes that if I ever come across the chance to try, I would try. Now, there's some dishes that I'm just not going to touch.
Yeah.
I watched a lady earlier this morning. She ate a ram's head. I was like, nah, can't do it.
Goat cheese.
I was like, can't do it. Not for me.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do escargot. I don't think I could do, even though they're just eggs, I don't think I could do 1,000-year-old eggs.
Ugh.
Cooked in clay and fermented. I couldn't do it. Not trying to yuck anybody else's yum. Now, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But that's just something I couldn't. I don't think I could do.
My local restaurants around here, there's one called Oriental Express,
Mm-hmm.
and they just now opened up an actual Chinese in the back of the normal menu. There's just a printed out page of someone's I think it's Mandarin or Common Chinese, I'm not sure, written out in that language, and it's what the Chinese actually ate. See, there's two menus in every Oriental restaurant. Two menus. One that is everybody is given, and the other one you have to ask for.
Yeah.
The one that you have to ask for is what their people, the Asian people, the Chinese people, Japanese people, wherever you're at, Korean people, eat, actually.
Yeah.
At their homes. Like, it's home cooked. It's slow cooked. It's what they actually eat. It's two menus. So, guys, if you ever go to an Oriental restaurant and you want to try what they actually eat at home, the real stuff, not the fake shit that they put out there for everybody, then ask for the second menu. That way, if you want to know have an actual taste of what they actually eat there, then ask for the second menu. This is an Indian restaurant that's Oriental. most of them do have one in certain cities. Like
Yeah.
your steakhouse, Japanese steakhouse.
Mm.
Ask for when you get there, if they have it, they don't all have it. Ask for the second menu. Sometimes
Okay.
they'll put it in the back of the menu
Yeah.
where no one looks, like you or I, we wouldn't think to look at the back of the menu. But ask for the second menu, and you'll actually get the flavor of the people of that country that they're
Oh,
from.
yeah. Kaya. No, baby. Mm-mm.
And
Kaya's over here, the little puppy. She's trying to play with her mama, and the mama doesn't want to play.
that happens.
So, yeah, she's like fussing at her, like, play with me, mom, play with me.
And she don't want to.
No, not at all. She's like, I'm not having it. Hey,
But
Shell, how are you doing? Good to see you. But yeah, like I said, there's a couple things I'd like to try. There's a lot of things I don't really eat. Like, I don't eat a lot of pork. I just don't do
I
pork.
don't either. I can't. I got gout, so pork's off the menu for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't touch. And I'm not that picky of an eater. It's just I would prefer vegetables over meat. That's just me.
Well, like I
But
said, go ahead.
the way I've been eating, like now, I haven't been on diabetic medication in 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they're still monitoring it, but basically they're saying I literally no longer have diabetes because I
That's
have
good.
managed what I've ate so well.
Well, I mean, it's all about everything in moderation. It's what I've learned. And yes,
Hmm.
people will probably ask, why don't eat pork? Well, pork raises my uric acid level. That's the
Yeah.
sugar in your blood, basically.
Yeah.
And if mine gets too high, my joints swell and they crystallize.
Yeah.
Now, if you've ever walked on glass, that's how my joints feel every time I take a step.
Mm.
Like needles or glass poking into my joints.
Mm.
And it can last, from my experience,
Yeah.
a week, an entire week.
I used to
Not
have a
the pain.
neighbor that had gout, and he said it would hurt him so bad in his feet that he could not let a bed sheet touch his feet.
Yeah. Some
He
people
said it
get so
hurt
bad.
that bad. Yeah.
Me, I deal with the pain.
Mhm.
For me, now this is not everybody we got. For me, I've had built up such a pain tolerance up to the point where it doesn't bother me as much. What aggravates me the most is the swelling,
Yeah.
because I can't put on shoes. I can't, it just does that. It's never gotten my elbows or my. It can get, for anybody who doesn't understand, is that gout can hit any joint in your body.
Yeah.
It hits your shoulders. It could hit your elbow, your wrist, your fingers. Mostly it goes to your toes most of the time for most
Yeah.
people. Your knees, your ankles, it will hit them. But it can hit your shoulder. My uncle had it bad in his shoulder. It would hit his shoulder.
Mm.
Now, you try moving this, doing this, and you have that pain every time you try to lift your arm. And you really can't put ice on that.
Yeah.
So the only thing that you can do is take medicine. Certain medicines. I take alpurinol, which basically it gets rid of it. But there are remedies that you can get.
Yeah.
There's an herb that you can drink that that's anti-inflammatory, that will take away the pain. You've probably seen that Tony Hawk commercial.
Mhm.
That actually is an herb that you can put on food. You can get a bunch
Yeah.
of it and put it on your food.
Yeah.
And then
Kaya. No, ma'am.
there's caffeine. Is why you'll probably see me drink a lot of energy drinks, coffee. I drink straight black coffee.
Yeah.
And caffeine kills gout. It kills uric acid. It
Yeah.
like dulls the risk. But
Yeah.
you cannot have with gout, if you suffer from it, the main cause of it is soda. High fructose corn syrup. The stuff that is in most sugary drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't have honey. Honey because that's solid HF.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
And if
can't have
anybody's
that.
wondering what I just took, it's 8:00 here. It's my medicine time, so I have certain meds that I have to have on time. Malachi, stop it. Yes, her real name is Malachi. I know
Yeah,
it's
that's
weird
cool.
for a girl, but we call her Kaya for short, but her real name's Malachi. But yes, that was my medicine, so I had to take it. Like I
That
said,
name
8:00
reminds me.
medicine time. You know.
Yeah, that name reminds me of Malachi Black. He's a wrestler.
It reminds me of the little dude off Children of the Corn.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you know
That's what it reminds me of.
they made another They made another one. There's actually a
Oh,
new
really?
version of the Children of the Corn coming out.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not. It's woke. It's called the Escaped. He was one of the
Okay.
Children of the Corn. He escaped.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're looking for him. I don't know, or he returns home. I don't know. The thing is that it's going to be woke as hell. If you guys don't know what that is, then that just means they're putting people in movies that because of a certain ethnicity.
Yeah. I think
They're
there needs
putting
to be more diversity.
and they're putting those people of that ethnicity in movies that can't really pull off that part.
Yeah, but I do believe though that I personally think there needs to be more diversity in movies. I'm gonna be
Oh,
honest with
I
you.
have no doubt in that. There are some movies that they can do that with really well. The
Yeah.
thing is that Marvel is all about putting
Kaya. No, ma'am.
Marvel
Stop talking.
alone. And Marvel and DC have been known to make those movies and those types of movies that they're putting characters in there that don't belong in there.
Yeah.
DC canceled the Batgirl movie because Barbara Gordon was going to be a black woman. They canceled it after shooting. It had already been shot. They canceled it
wow.
because Barbara Gordon, we all know, is a white redhead.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things where I understand where people want these characters to stay the same. However, I don't think it's about the skin color or the ethnicity of the person playing the part. I believe it's how good they can play the part.
And they completely see at that point in time, they oh yeah, she did. Halle Berry did play Catwoman, but it was bad. That movie was bad.
I love that movie. You hush.
I didn't like it. The thing is
He
that
did a good
in the
job.
original, in the Batman movie TV show, 1960s, remember there was two Catwomen.
Eartha Kitt was one of them, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
And
I love Eartha Kitt.
I was okay with that because
She was
at that point
amazing.
in time, there has already been known for them to be a black Catwoman. That was fine. Had nothing on me about that. I enjoyed it because there was actually one before Halle Berry. Now, if they just made the Halle Berry Catwoman, I would have had issue because we all know Catwoman is Selena Kyle. I had issue with the Catwoman that played in the original Batman movie,
Mm-hmm.
the 1980s Batman movie, because she was a blonde.
Well, that's like a lot of people don't know well, I can't remember what James Bond movie it was, but one of the famous women in there was actually a transgendered woman. And a
And
lot of
my
people have,
issue is that as long as it wasn't known, nobody cared.
but now I think it shouldn't matter. I think if you can play the part, if you can be that actor or actress and you can play that part, it shouldn't matter what your sexuality is, what your gender is, what your nationality is. It should matter. As long as you can do that job and do it well and play that character to a T, I don't care.
You see, here's my issue with that.
Mhm.
Like I said, I don't care.
Mhm.
The thing is that now they're doing it not because they can play that part. They're doing it because they think that's what people want.
Well, I mean,
They're not hiring
the
black
public has
people.
spoken out about a lot of this though that says they want more African American and African people to have more diverse roles than what they're just given.
Well,
And I
here's the
agree they
thing:
should get them.
is that here's what I'm saying is that a lot of these Marvels doing this bullshit that they're doing
Mhm.
is that they have characters in there that are gay in Marvel. They do.
Yeah. Yeah.
One that I know of, he's Canadian. I forgot his name. But he's straight gay. He's gay.
Yeah.
The thing is that Marvel is trying to do that, change the gender, change the sex of already known characters
Yeah.
in the movies. That's what I don't like about it. Just like the
But you
Wakanda
would be
Forever.
but you would be okay if they came out with like newer characters to fit that.
That would be fine with me. They did
Yeah.
that, but they don't.
Yeah.
Marvel, believe it or not, Namor, they changed his entire ethnicity. He was
They
an
changed
Asian.
was it not Green Lantern that got changed as well?
Hal Jordan, no, not Hal Jordan, but there is a black Green Lantern. There
Yeah,
is.
yes, okay.
John, I think his name's John something. I don't care
Mhm.
about that. That's fine. But when they changed Namor from a half Japanese, half Atlantean to a
Mhm.
Mexican, and it never made any damn sense. That's what
Okay.
pissed me off.
Okay, I understand what you're getting at.
Because you're
Okay.
he's half Japanese. There's your diversity right there.
Yeah, true. Very true.
And
Very true.
you can't do that and expect people to watch it. And it was the racist movie ever. There was not one white person in that movie.
Yeah.
And that pissed me off because the Black Panther, I'm not a Black Panther fan, but the last Black Panther, there was a white person in it. He was Australian. Of course, that character of Claw, I do believe, was Australian. So that doesn't matter. He was white and he was in the first one. In the second movie, there was no white people at all.
Yeah.
Not one. It was racist as hell. That movie.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, there was a Mexican. No. What I'm saying is it was racist to white people in general.
Mm.
And that doesn't make any sense because Namor, like I said, was half Japanese, half Atlantean.
Mhm.
And where the hell there was never a sunken city of my research of Mexicans. Never.
Mhm.
Atlantis was all white.
Mhm.
If I've done my research correctly, and I know I have, it was Greek. It was a Greek myth, Roman myth, Filipino myth. Egypt knew about it. They called them the Sea People. They all knew about it. They even said they were white in color.
Yeah.
So where the hell they get Mexican or Spanish out
Yeah.
of white people, out of a Greek myth? They didn't even get that right.
I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of movies. I'm more, and you know this, I'm more of a book reader
Yeah.
than anything. I don't really do TV. I don't really do movies. I have 3 top movies of all time that are my favorite.
Yeah.
And that is The Labyrinth,
I love that
The
movie. It's a
Color
movie.
Purple, The Color Purple.
I've never seen that.
If you've got to see it. It's a classic. You've got to see The Color Purple. It is.
Isn't that one with
It has
Oprah in
Oprah Winfrey in it.
Yeah, I
Oprah
do. Yeah, I
Winfrey
did
in it.
see that. Yeah, yeah, I
Yes.
have seen that. Yeah,
I
it's been a long
absolutely
time.
love that movie. I love that movie. It is so I don't know, it gets me in my feelings when I watch that movie for some reason.
Yeah.
And then my third top one, I'm sorry, and I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me, but I love Suicide Squad.
It's okay.
But now, if I want to watch a trilogy or something like that, it's The Skulls. That's my favorite trilogy.
I've never seen that. My favorite trilogy.
It's worth the watch.
My favorite trilogy would be, of course, oh man, to be honest, I liked all the Indiana Jones movies, but that's gone past trilogy.
Yeah.
They're in the 5th one, and it'll be the last one. But
yeah,
currently, there is just one movie that I love the most out of all the movies that I've ever seen. I'm gonna rate the movies I like. It's not even a top spot, but We Were Soldiers by Mel Gibson. I love that one. There's nothing changed my mind about that one. That would be number 2. Number 3 would be the new Batman movie, The Batman, the one I just showed you. That would be number 3. But my number 1 all-time favorite movie, I'll be right back. It's not Indiana Jones, believe it or not.
My 2 other of my favorites would have to be, and they would be ones that Bash, be quiet. I know, be quiet. But don't talk. 2 of my favorite also movies that are, I don't know if you'd call them controversial, but they're not very popular. They are, but they're not, and that would have to be The Ninth Gate and
I've seen that one, yeah.
Eyes Wide Shut. That's one of my favorites.
Well, here it is. No, it's anime. It's a must-watch if you can find it. Armitage the Third. There's 2 movies. The thing is, the second one, Dual Matrix, is not the best.
Yeah.
The Dual Matrix, it had, believe it or not, the person who played in both these movies, if I can get, was Julia Lewis voiced Armitage in Dual Matrix. Julia Lewis.
Yeah.
You know who she is, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Thing is, believe it or not, the male who did the voice of the male character in both movies, Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Elizabeth Berkley, which is the female voice for the original, that's the one I prefer.
Yeah.
And this is the original dual set. You can't find this anymore. You may look it on Amazon, probably find it. But I bought this at Walmart late 90s. But it is an older anime. It's a must-watch if you like anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dual Matrix, not that type of Matrix. She's the story goes is that she is, let me put this back and I'll explain.
Okay. I hope everybody's having a good night.
Me too.
I hope y'all are enjoying these Misfit shows. We're gonna have more of them. I've already got another guest lined up. We just gotta get our timing right.
Yeah.
Hey Barry, how are you, Barry? Hope you're doing great. Hey Truth, how are you, brother? Good to see you.
But like I was saying, it is a fantasy. It's like it's on Mars. It takes place on Mars. And she is a bio droid.
Yeah.
I say that because she was created, not born, but she
Mm-hmm.
can actually give birth.
Oh, okay.
There were only 2 that could do that. One of them got the third generation could have children. And she's a police detective on Mars, and she was the last of the thirds. And she actually had a child with a human, her partner, voiced by Keith Sutherland.
Yeah.
And in the second one, it's all about her daughter being able to half bio droid, half human, cyborg, I suppose you would say. She could shut down things just by shutting down droids and everything just by looking at them.
Yeah.
She was programmed. She has a biomatrix in her. She is half human, not fully. And it was a really good movie. That's my all-time favorites. I'm also a fan of Ghost in the Shell. I have 1 and 2. But animes like that are what I get into. That's why I got into, of course, about my Gundam collection.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also a fan of Dragon Ball Z. Big Vegeta fan. Love Vegeta.
Yeah.
But that's what got me. That was the first animated movie that I saw. Then there was Ghost in the Shell, which I saw shortly after that.
No. Love you. You going to bed? Okay. See you in the morning. Your knee's fine. The bike wreck was okay. Your boo-boo's all right. Have a good night. Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. Vegeta is better than Goku. You have to look. You'd love Vegeta. Yeah, the weather has been crazy down here too, where I'm at. What
Dude,
about
the
where you're
weather's
at?
been crazy here. We had tornado hit my town, so
Oh yeah,
wiped out my old house where the dog and Bigfoot cams were.
mm-hmm.
The tornado stopped 50 yards from the house.
Whew.
Yeah,
We
it
at
tore
one
up the
point
whole
had
south of town.
last year. We had a tornado hit my building.
Mm.
Literally took out side of the building,
Mm-hmm.
and just left us alone. We
Oh
had to have it
wow.
rebuilt, but it didn't take them long to rebuild. It wasn't much destroyed. But yeah, it was freaky.
Yeah,
You just heard a boom.
It wiped out our whole substation here. We were without power for 4 days, I think. And they
Wow.
literally had to build the substation from the ground up. And we had crews from all over the state and out of state helping to try to rebuild. And just think, our town wasn't even hit the worst.
Yeah.
And we got very lucky, but it wiped out a good part of. I have some video on it. I'm conflicted on if I want to publish it or not on my YouTube channel. I don't know. I'm very conflicted on it because in one instance I want to publish it because I want people to see what happened
Mm-hmm.
and know that it could happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And in the next instant, I don't want people that it did happen to see it and it hurt them more than what they've already been damaged.
She's right. Here in Arkansas, not too far from where I'm at, whole town of Wayne, Arkansas was destroyed. The whole town. Churches, everything. It's like it doesn't even exist anymore. They're having to rebuild every building, houses, down to the mail.
Yeah.
Post office. They having to rebuild it too. It got completely wiped out. So Yeah, Arkansas got hit pretty bad.
Yeah. I hate that. Mississippi, we got hit pretty good. We had several towns that got pretty much damn destroyed. Um my friend that I was telling you about,
Yeah.
the night that we got hit, he got hit the next night. And
Wow.
he was a quarter of a mile maybe from where it hit, and was still expected to make it through the rubble and debris and make it to work the next morning.
Oh wow, that's
So
rough.
it was crazy. I didn't get to talk to him for about, I think it was about a week, because my power was out, his power was out, but he still had to go to work. It was crazy. So there for a week we were just, we didn't,
Back
our phones were
just
dead. We were living by candlelight, which that didn't bother me. That was the easiest thing to do. It's just when your phone's dead and you need to call to check on a child or check on their parent, that's
you
the
can't do
problem.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. And we have a power block, and then we have my nephew's father brought us 3 power blocks to charge our phones, but it was just eating the power up off the phones. Hey Chase, how are you? But it was just eating the blocks up. So like we would have power for maybe 30 minutes and then on our phones, and then they would die again, and it was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing that we couldn't deal with. It was just aggravating.
Oh yeah. It's stuff like that is aggravating as you can get without power. I remember back in '09, Pliable was hit with that
Mhm.
blizzard, and
Yeah.
we had no power. And so my stepdad, he was working at an energy power plant.
Mhm.
They allowed him to bring back one of those electric generators. So we brought it back, and it could only run as long as it had fuel.
Yeah.
And I've had a friend and it was still always cold. We had to have electric heaters and stuff like that still in our apartment, in our house.
Yeah.
So it got cold at night, but it was only out for about a week, and we got
It was
back up. But
it
they
was
called
okay
people.
here. The temperature was okay. It was a little cold, but it wasn't freezing.
Yeah.
And then during the day it was hot, but it wasn't like so hot you couldn't stand it.
Mhm.
All we did was open, there's a front door in this room and a back door, and all we did was open both doors so the airflow could flow through the room,
Yeah.
and we were fine. Like I said, the main thing, because I live on the north side of town, the main thing was literally no power. And I thought it was funny because my daughter-in-law was asking me, hey, are you guys okay? I said, oh yeah, we're fine. I said, power's out. I'm just missing a few limbs. She goes, Mom, you still got jokes. And I'm like, yeah. I'm,
Mhm.
I've changed a good bit, but yes, I'm still sarcastic and witty and humorous. So yes, I still have my jokes. And I told that to my sister. My sister just busted out laughing, shaking her head. She said, only you would come up with some shit like that. I said, well, if I can't laugh at myself, I mean, what can I do?
Yeah. That's that's a
You
good
know,
thing.
I
But
find, I've had people, Grim, write me and be like, I'm so sorry for you. I had one person write me and they said, I feel sorry for you. If it was me, I don't know what I would do. I probably couldn't make it.
uh,
And I was like, dude, it's not the end of the world.
no.
I'm missing 2 legs. I have 2 partial thighs, one a quarter and one's half, 3/4. But it's not the end of the world for me. I still get
Mhm.
around. I still have guys talking to me. They're still interested and they're hot. I mean, it's it's not the end of the world.
No.
I still get around just fine. The only issue I have is literally tall vehicles. Getting in and out of a tall vehicle, no, I can't. My transfer
Not doing it.
board, not happening. I either have to have somebody pick me up or I'm just not riding in a tall vehicle. It's just not going to happen.
Yep.
But
I know how you feel. Like I said, when I was out off my feet, couldn't move, couldn't walk. After I did get back walking,
Yeah.
painful ass process.
Oh yeah.
My legs started to swell. Had fluid on my legs,
Hmm.
so I had to wrap them. So once I finally got to the point where, okay, I'm gonna wrap these things as tight as possible. Well, fluid started building on my knees, and it made it where I couldn't walk again. So
Gosh.
yeah, and it was like that from November to February,
Yeah.
and then I had to get, once I was able to get back into the gym, I really went at it like I wanted to get back into it. And I started doing squats. And when I'm playing my video games, I don't sit down
Mm-hmm.
a lot unless my feet are pissing me off.
Yeah.
I'll do squats while I'm playing, while I'm standing up doing a video game, while I'm waiting on a match. I'll do
Well,
squats.
I knew you told me you'd been working out at the gym a lot. I knew
Yeah.
that.
I do my workouts at home too. Sometimes when I know that I'm not sore. Like, come this summer, my girlfriend's kids will be out of school, and I won't be going over there on Wednesdays.
Okay.
So
We're probably just bounced and lost service for a second, you guys. I'm sorry. My 5G went from 5G to my nephew's internet iPhone hotspot to back to 5G. So
acting crazy. I do apologize if I sound a little bit weird.
Like I said, my phone went from 5G to my nephew's hotspot, and then I had to switch it back, and
Yeah,
technical difficulties, whatever.
we have that.
Oh yeah, I'm used to it. If something don't go wrong, it's not a live stream.
This is true.
I mean, it is what it is. Hey, at least I'm not blowing up shit this time.
Yeah, you're not blowing up anything now.
No, not blowing up. I may move around a lot in this wheelchair. And yes, guys, this is a corset I'm wearing, of course. And yes, it is fucking tight. But yeah, I do wear them a lot. But yeah, this is my trusty raggedy ass fixing to get a new one, even though this is new wheelchair. So y'all will see me moving around a lot because, like I said, the way I sit in it, I favor one side more than the other, and then it gets sore, and then you have to move, and then you have to move again, and da da da. So if y'all constantly see me wiggle around, just ignore the shit. It is what it is.
And I'm on my couch, so you'll see me change every so often.
Yeah.
This is, believe it or not, I have a desk, but Lakayla knows what's on that desk. Bunch of Funko Pops and Gundam models.
Yeah. Nice models too. Those are some nice ones you put together.
Well, I do enjoy Gundam. And some of them you won't see here in America. These are straight from Japan. All of them. I get them at my local game exchange.
Yeah.
So if you guys got a game exchange, you're the only place that's going to carry models like that. They are posable.
Mm-hmm.
My only issue is that they're hard to pose. Some of them are, because some of them, their index finger actually moves. And those suckers come off real easily.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You would think not, but no, they do.
Yeah.
But
you were telling me about we're not going to go into specific details, let's just say that. But you were telling me about the child's little creature.
Oh yeah.
Remember? Okay. Well, I was wondering, I meant to ask you, how did the creature come about?
She was nearly strangled by her own umbilical cord as a child, as a
Mm-hmm.
baby.
Yeah.
It was literally wrapped around her face and she nearly died. Around her neck. And
Yeah.
she nearly died. You told me that's the only way to get one, is to come near death. And
Yeah.
as you know, as a child myself, as a 8-week-old child, I nearly died of ammonia.
Yeah.
Hers is one of the light variety,
Mm-hmm.
your typical angelic of sorts.
Yeah. I can see that.
And of course, you know mine is your typical demonic one.
Yeah. I get that too.
Of course, mine came about because, well, like I said, I nearly died.
Mm-hmm.
And he likes to shift himself into a rabbit, a black bunny rabbit.
Okay.
The issue with that is that he sometimes does it and then goes and eats the actual souls of actual bunny rabbits.
Oh my gosh.
He's possessed squirrels, he's possessed raccoons,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes them die, commit suicide, basically.
Mm.
I do believe he's done it to a half-dead dog. He's made
Do you
it
think
run out.
maybe do you think maybe instead of making them, maybe he's helping them cross the rainbow bridge?
No, he's not helping them cross. He's actually eating their souls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the, put it this way. When the first time you told me about him, you know, because I told you I was
Mhm.
looking around and you're wondering why, and I said I kept seeing
Mhm. Yeah.
something. That night, he actually, you possessed me and actually made me eat a stray cat. So, yeah, I actually woke up one morning coughing up a fur ball, which not was not a fur ball, it was actually the cat's skull. So, yeah, we don't let that happen no more.
Grim.
That's fun. So, I let him go possess other things. Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. It was disgusting. I had scratches all over my face because he literally tried to shove the cat's head down my throat. Yeah,
I
it's not.
honestly, I honestly do not know what the hell to say to that.
There's nothing you can't say that I hadn't already said.
WTF is all I can
Yeah,
manage to muster up. That is so.
gross.
It's not gross. It's so beyond my comprehension of what the fuck.
Yeah, like I said, I woke up coughing up a cat's skull and wondering why the hell I had muddy, dirty clothes on and scratches all over my face. So we don't do that no more.
Okay, so let me, as a friend,
Yeah.
have you thought about seeking therapy for it?
For him,
Yeah.
you try to explain to a therapist.
I had one, and I had a psychiatrist. I had them all. You have to have them
Yeah.
all when you go through what I went through. And trust me, no matter how strange it sounds, they will still listen to you.
Well, here's the thing is that he likes to talk through me. And you explain to a therapist why a voice is coming out of your mouth when your lips are not moving.
I'm on live stream, Kipper, if you're wondering. Hold on just a second. I'm on live stream, Kip. It don't matter. I was just telling you, Grim was just telling me that he has a. There's Kip. Kip says hi, everybody. That's if y'all didn't listen earlier, that's my oldest nephew. That is my bestie. That is my buddy. That is my 420 friendly dude. That's my baby boy. That's my third kid. These are all my people in chat. And right now we have 5 watching. We had more earlier, but we only have 5 watching now. And that's Grim Soul Taker that I'm talking to. He just told me that he has a creature like your uncle and you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So he said that this thing possessed him and made him eat a stray cat and tried to choke him with the cat skull. And he coughed up a hairball.
Well, the
It's
cat
what
skull.
literally, it's what he just told me. So I asked him, has he thought about seeking therapy? Because I don't know what to say except for WTF. I really don't.
Yeah, it was not fun. It doesn't do that anymore, though. Thank God.
I don't know what to say. That threw me.
This is the
threw
stuff
me for a loop. That threw me for a loop, Grim. I really have no clue what the hell to say to that shit. That was
There's
unexpected.
nothing that can be said that's already been said.
That was so unexpected.
Yeah, you think that's unexpected? Have that coming out of your mouth?
No, thank you. That no, thank you. That's you can keep that one to yourself. That's all you boo. That no, I deal with a lot of dark shit and a lot of shit, but that ain't one of the shits that I deal with.
Well, I did tell you that mine. What I did not tell you is that mine's from a gift from the Lord of Death himself. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah, it's fucked up, I know.
It's not that. It makes me, okay, they say you can sell your soul. Granted, you can make a pact. I get it, if you believe in that stuff. But it makes me wonder when you said at 8 weeks old you almost died, and then that's when this thing showed up and blah, blah, blah. It makes me wonder, did you involuntarily make a pact?
Possibility. Like I said, he came from the underworld.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong now. I know there's things you can summon. There's things you can call forth. Trust me. I know all about it. Way too much and don't we, Bubba? Way more than what most people think or know. However, choking on a cat skull.
Well, coughing it up.
Or coughing it up. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. Coughing up a cat skull, Grim, is just
demonic. Out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was wondering what the hell it was.
And I deal with some out there shit. I really do. I dive into some out there shit. But that's
You died.
You hear him, how do I die? Like, y'all just don't understand. Me and him are constantly going at each other.
I think I got you another viewer.
But yeah, the cat skull thing, you have me stumped with that one. I all I can tell you is when you're hungry. All I can tell you is when you're hungry, don't go outside.
No, it's not me who does it.
Yeah, but if he is possessing you and it's hungry, stay the hell in and go to the refrigerator, man. Go get
Here's
the
thing is that he does all his hunting at night. I'm not there. He does the other stuff, possesses the other shit. Leaves me the fuck away. I tell him I'm off limits. I'm not doing that shit no more.
Yeah, you need to set some boundaries and sage yourself and bless yourself and hell, I don't know what you need. Tie yourself down. You need to do something.
No, that doesn't happen anymore. He doesn't possess me anymore. He just goes best just stray cats and shit.
Gosh, Grim.
Put it this way, a lot of the missing pets are his doing here in town.
But yet I've heard a lot of missing pets are because of wendigos and skinwalkers. Isn't that something?
Well, he's the reason why there's so many dead on the side of the road here in town. Now everywhere else, I don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't leave with it. If he goes over, from what I've understood from experience, if he goes over 30 miles from me, I get bad sick.
Something I love about antlers, they don't go quick. I mean, they do really well.
True. But yeah, that's a strange one. Now, here in my my home, my sister's beloved home, there's what, a little girl?
Yeah.
Kipper? There's a little girl
She's like
here.
7 or 8. She lives in the attic. She
Yeah.
has a phone, a TV, everything. You'll hear a phone going off at random times. You'll hear a TV show, and we don't own any TVs, mind you.
No, there's no TVs in this house.
And
Wow.
And
she will open and shut the door on her own. She'll follow you around. She'll trip you. She'll throw things at you.
I've heard her speak
Yeah,
twice.
she'll talk, but she rarely talks. I guess.
But I've heard her speak twice, literally, and it sounds just like a little 7-year-old little girl.
Sounds like you got a poltergeist.
I don't think she's a poltergeist.
I think it's a lost soul
Yeah.
that can't leave the house.
That's what I was supposed to say. I think she's grounded to the house.
No.
Well,
Okay.
this was a daycare. Before this was a house, this was a daycare, and it had burnt. Now,
Yeah.
there was, as far as I can recall, there were no deaths in the fire, but I don't know.
So it could be one that wasn't reported.
Right.
Right.
It could be one that was left in the ashes and they didn't even find.
Right. That happens a lot, sadly.
Or it could be one that a child that passed later on and
Yeah.
its soul come back here.
Maybe this was a happy place.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's been several of us, and I mean we've had a couple of family members in and out here over the past couple months, and they've all heard her or seen her or heard her. I've heard her talk. Most of them don't hear her talk, but they hear her do the doors and the other stuff.
Here and there, she even moves furniture up in the attic where she stays.
Yeah.
And there is no furniture in the attic. The attic is open to the roof of the house. There's nothing but rafters up there. There's no floor, nothing.
Wow.
But you can literally hear furniture move across the floor that is not there.
Or it sounds like somebody with a skateboard on a hardwood floor.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's to me, that's very interesting. Speaking on that subject, I don't live that far from the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Just up the road. But right next to it is a hospital. And believe it or not, when I went there a few times, I visited a friend of mine.
Yeah.
There are reapers in that hospital. I've seen a few of them.
Yeah.
They don't like me. They don't like my critter. So when I see them, when I was up there, when I saw 2 of them, they ran. They literally vanished.
Well, see, I work with Santissima Morte, Our Lady of Holy Death.
Yeah.
And so I kind of get the whole death vibe, soul sucking, soul taking, soul leaving, whatever. I mean, I get all that. I kind of have to study it. I kind of have to work with it. I get the whole necromancy thing. I mean, I get it. But sometimes I haven't had anything really freak me out.
Yeah.
Shell wants to know, Kipper, so did anyone pass before the house was built and burnt, like decades or centuries ago? Do you know any of that?
I don't.
We don't know, Shell. That we do not know. That'd be something we need to look into, though.
It could.
We need to look into that and see.
Well, you
Um,
might want to look up to see where the wood was taken, because sometimes wood can be taken to build other houses from. Because she stays
yeah.
in the attic, maybe a rafter or one of those
Hmm.
beams from an attic came from another house that did burn.
Could be, or a house that a child passed in.
Yeah.
Well,
That-
the way this house burnt is like the side room that we're in now. It didn't even exist. This was an add-on to the house that they did. But the house itself,
Yeah.
oh, it burnt the top of the house off, like the roof almost down all the way to the foundation, but there was about 3 foot of a wall left all the way around standing. But the whole inside of the house, everything was burnt. The roof was gone, and there was just a big pile of ashes in the entire foundation because the
So it
foundation's
could
concrete.
be, like I said, one of the rafters
Right.
could
Yeah, like
be
this
from
whole
another.
house was rebuilt.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Because they do some.
very well could be. But I was sitting here one night and they had told me before I came here about the little girl. They had warned me that, hey, we have the little girl here, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, she's not gonna bother me. Hell, look at the house I lived in before, Grim. I mean, come on, look at the activity we had there.
Yeah. I've heard
So
about it. You've told me about it. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean a little girl, fine, okay, whatever. But I was sitting here one night and I was sitting on my bed. And it is a hospital bed. It's it raises and lowers and all that good shit. And I was sitting on the hospital bed and I was playing with the buttons, actually raising it and lowering it. And um I heard, and I was the only one in the room, and I heard a little girl talk over by the front door. And I could tell she was talking to me, but couldn't make I heard her sentence, but I couldn't make out exactly what she said.
Yeah.
Well, Kipper comes in and sits down, and I tell him, hey, I think I heard that little girl. And we were started talking about her and carrying on a conversation. And he walks over to me, and I hear her again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still playing with the buttons on my bed, and it was almost like either she wanted to play with them too, or she was like telling me to quit playing with them. I don't know which one it was, but I don't know, but I did hear her speak. And I'm telling you, it sounded like a little girl, about 6 or 7 years old, speaking directly to me. I just couldn't make
Understand
out
what she said.
exactly what she was saying.
Okay.
Shell said, well, people would be buried wherever they died a long time ago. That's very true.
Yeah.
Very
It is.
true. And in this state, as long as you get a permit, you can actually be buried, or could. I don't know if they've changed it, but used could. As long as you got a permit, you could be buried in your own yard, as long as you own the property.
Huh.
So, not just a couple years ago, I was told that, and I looked it up, and it was true. Is the law still like that now? I have no idea. I haven't even looked into it, but it very well could be.
Well, the thing of it is that you got to think a lot of areas during the Civil War,
Mm-hmm.
they did like they did during the time of the plague, and that's bury people in mass graves.
This is also a town where, if anybody knows the story of Fannie Lou Hamer, if you don't, Google it, look it up. She was coming through town, and some cis white men of law enforcement beat her up, locked her up. It's a horrible story, but that happened at the depot downtown, and this town is not the original town. The original town is actually just a couple miles from me, maybe 2 miles up the road, maybe. We actually took Zwicki there, and that's where we met her. I think Chase has been there, but I'm not for sure. But I know Z has. But that was the original town settlement. And then when they built the depot across town here, they moved from what they called Middleton to down here. And then I live to the north side of it. And so where I live, trains come through on the back side of, well, the east side of me over here. The trains would come through. And like I said, this town has a lot of history when it comes to segregation, racial division, just, yeah. And then we have Salem Church, and that's the story for a whole nother time, a whole nother show. So, I mean, we have, like I said, we have a history here. And then not too long ago, about, it may have been 15 years now, if not more or less, give or take. We had a shooting at a furniture store. You can look it up. It's called the Tardy shooting, or the Curtis Flowers story. And my aunt just happened to have been one of the victims that was shot.
wow.
My aunt and my classmate. And the guy that they accused of doing it, me personally, do I think he did it? No. I think he was framed. I don't think he did it. I really don't. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence, but I do not believe he did it. I do believe he is innocent. And he was finally released for, I think, of lack of evidence, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And that did uproar the town a couple years ago. There was this big stink about it. But I've met him personally myself, the man accused of shooting my classmate and my aunt. I literally have met him myself. I knew his father. I knew his father really well. His father was the sweetest gentleman ever. And we had originally talked the guy that was accused of coming on our show. However, we didn't have him for fear of backlash, because the town literally is still to this day divided on what happened. Like I said, this is one of those small towns where some, not all, not majority, but some, it's a retirement town where some people think that it still should be 1922.
One of those towns.
Yeah. And that's why me and my sister and us, we want out of here. We don't live our lives like that. We're very open-minded. We're very diverse.
Yeah.
We don't agree with those type of sentiments of thoughts. We don't fit in. As you see, we wear black. We paint our nails. We wear corsets. We dye our hair. We have piercings and tats everywhere. We don't.
You don't think the
We
way
don't.
they think.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it being a small town, I'm not saying everybody's like that, but it being a small town, they're very, very fucking judgmental here. Very judgmental.
That's never good.
And it's one of those towns where, Grim, they have their cliques. And if you're not in with the in crowd, you're in with the out crowd.
Gotcha. I hate places like that.
Hey, GNA, how are you? Shell says, yes, she knows the story of Fannie Lou. I'm telling you, you guys, if you do not know the story of Fannie Lou Hammer, please go Google it, look it up. It's almost as famous as the Emmett Till story. Please go look it up and read about it. She deserves to have her story told and to be known. And there's a lot of people that don't know who she is that really should know who she is and what happened to her and how they treated her and how they got away with it.
Why did they do that? I mean, what was wrong with her? What'd she do?
She was a black woman in a white town.
That type of shit.
Yeah. Plain and simple to the point. Plain, simple, and to the point. She was a black woman in a white town.
I hate that.
And that pretty much just, it's sad.
For y'all
really,
who do not
really
know me, I've lived in a town full of African Americans most of my life.
Yeah.
I lived in Blytheville. And if you don't know about Blytheville, then, well,
yeah,
stay out of Blytheville.
Yeah.
It is 99.9% black. And I have a few people, well, a brother, not by blood, but a brother nonetheless,
Yeah.
who is black. He's treated me like a brother since I was 10 years old, since I first met him. His mother calls me her son.
Yeah.
Their dad called me son when I saw him. And you can, if you ever met her, you could ask her who I was, and she say he's my son. She's that type of lady. And I don't like racism.
Mm-mm.
I'm one of those people is like, if you're racist, you're useless to me. Because if you're not willing to work with someone of a different color, then you're useless.
Absolutely.
And you are pointless because you do not know
Go on, mosquito.
how good they can be as people. I've had
Absolutely.
black people, Spanish, Hispanic people, Chinese people treat me than people of white, than
Yeah.
the Caucasians.
Yeah, I agree.
I've had white people treat me like shit, and I've had black people treat me like a brother.
Right. I understand. I mean, I get it. I just think that it's 2023. Literally, it's not time to forget what happened. You need to remember what happened so it doesn't repeat itself again.
Yes. You see, though, it's been said plenty of times, multiple times. If you forget the past, if you don't learn from the past, you're damned to repeat it.
Yeah.
And it's true. You're doomed to repeat it if you don't
Oh, absolutely.
learn your
Absolutely.
history. And that's the bad thing about the government, is the government's trying to destroy everything that happened during the Civil War. Those statues, all of them, everything. It's like, it's time to forget. No, it's not. You never forget the horrible actions of what happened in 9/11. No one ever forget that.
Yeah.
And yet they're wanting to forget the Civil War. That's just going to lead into another Civil War.
I just think that it's time for, like I said, diversity is what's needed. Respect is what's needed. Love is what's needed. Understanding is what's needed. Learning about other cultures other than your own. Not appropriating them, but learning and studying about them with respect is what's needed. I heard a speech the other day, and I don't remember where I heard it from, but it was online, of course. And it was this older white lady, and like she said, according to science, not religion, but science, according to science, black people were the first people put on this earth. As far back as they can date, it was the Moors, from what I gather. And all she said was, what white people don't get is we're just faded black. Yes, we evolved over time because we moved up into a colder climate, so we lost our pigmentation, yada, yada, yada. I know all about that. I've studied all about that. I get it. But people don't understand. We, at one time, were all fucking connected through our ancestry. So how in the hell can you mark out part of your ancestry? I may not look the part. I'm not saying I'm black. I'm Caucasian. I'm white. I'm white as white can be. But that doesn't mean that I do not respect nor care about my ancestors and the people's other ancestors that came before me, regardless of what color they are.
Yeah. I'm of course, I'm Caucasian. Well, that's what I'm registered as.
Yeah.
The thing is that what people don't know, besides
Mhm.
you, I've told you,
Yeah.
my great grandmother was Quapaw,
Mhm.
Native American.
Mhm.
My other grandmother, my mom's mom, she was Quapaw. On my grandfather's side, my mom's dad, he was half Cherokee.
Yeah.
My grandfather was.
On
On my mom.
my father's side is Irish, Scottish, British,
On
English.
my great grandfather, my mother's
Mhm.
mom's dad was Scott Irish. My grandfather, I do believe his father was a Scott Irish as well. I go
On my
that because his name's Blake.
on my
His last name's
mother's
Blake.
side is Irish and Native American, and I had that confirmed by my stepfather, who I call Dad. I
Mm-hmm.
had that confirmed about a month ago that yes, there is Native American. It's actually we nailed it down. It's Choctaw.
Hmm.
So
And
we got that nailed down because I remember my grandmother, my mother's mother,
mm-hmm.
going and registering.
Ah,
So I know that we have Choctaw in us because she wouldn't have been able. You have to have at least 1/10, I think, and she wouldn't have been able to go and register if we didn't have that in our blood.
yeah.
But me, I took after my biological dad. I got basically all Irish and British genes.
I
And
took
like I said,
after my dad too.
as you can see, I'm white as white can be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even claim to have any type of Native American in me. I don't claim to have anything else. I know I've got a lot of Irish, a lot of Irish. That's about
Yeah.
it. Now my sister, they've proven that hers is Native American, hers is Choctaw as well, and then she has on her father's side German.
Ah.
So
I've had it proven because my uncle has pictures of my great grandmother of
mhm,
her in her qual dress, her Native American dress. I've seen pictures of my ancestors, black
yeah,
and white. They're all black, of course, because well, they're Native American at the time. Pictures were black and white.
yeah,
Anything color was black. Um,
yeah,
I've seen pictures of them. I've seen pictures of my grandfather's dad and his mother. My great grandfather on I think my grandfather's side, he won his wife in a poker game. Yeah, you could do that back in that time, period.
yeah,
Win Native Americans in a poker game. What people don't understand is that the first slaves in America were Native Americans. People don't understand that.
yeah.
And then there was the Irish and the
Oh
Scottish.
yeah. Now I know all about the Irish. I know about the Irish famine, the Irish slavery. I know all. Of course, that's in my family history, so I had to study it. I've traced my ancestor back as far back as 1400 and I think it was 1459 or 1452, something like that, to
Believe it
where
or not,
to
my
where we actually owned like by they came by the Isle of Wight,
mhm,
White, whatever it is, and to come to America. And in the book, it literally says they brought over. This is on my biological dad's side. It said
yeah,
they literally brought over with them when they came to America a housemaid, and it literally states a free woman of color
yeah,
with
free meaning
them.
that she did work and she got paid for it.
Exactly. She was not owned. She got paid for her job. And they brought her over here to give her, because everybody thought in America you get a better life, you know? And so they brought her with them. And now what happened to her after she got here, I'm not exactly for sure. It gets a little
Hazy.
twisted there.
Yeah.
It really does get a little twisted. There's a couple of different stories and tales, and I'm not exactly sure which one is the truth. But it does state on the ship, she was listed under my family and it gave her just her first name, and they gave her their last name, which is Rigby.
Mm-hmm.
They gave her their last name, and it said that she come over as a free woman of color with my family.
Yeah. I, believe
So
it or not, um, my last name, I won't say it on stream,
yeah,
but you know it. It was one of the first last names ever.
yeah,
There was no surnames before my surname.
yeah.
Maybe two. That one before mine and this one. It was one of the first ever. My sister-in-law, she did a lot of research on that side of the family, and she found it, and it was one of the first ever. There was no more than two at the time.
Oh wow.
And then I found out that one of my middle names is actually Scott Irish. It's actually Irish. And you can look it up. I'll let you know this one.
Hmm.
To me, it is my grandmother on my father's side's maiden name. It was Adams. If you look it up, it'll be Mick Adams. They
Yes,
moved.
that's like a Rigby. Um, there's two lines. There's Rigsby with an
Mhm.
S and Rigby without the S. My last name has it with, well, my maiden name has it without the S. However, some family members that are connected, some have the S in the name and some
Mhm.
don't. It
Well,
literally depended on the region they were in, how they spelled their name.
and the thing about it though is that he took the Meck out of it because the Scottish people were treated so poorly here in America
Yeah.
because there was such an influx. And Blake, well, we already know that's Irish as well.
Yeah.
And my first name
Four. Oh man.
was
There's
my
probably other
grandfather.
live things going on. I told you mine's not even 1,000 subscribers. So we just do it and then they'll watch it later.
Oh.
Yeah. Cause like we did a live stream earlier, Kip, and
Yeah.
I ended up, last time I checked, it was like 50 views or something on there and
Okay.
17, 18 likes or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, I got my mama's computer. I ought to get you an intro started.
So we
I'm gonna go
just,
get her computer.
you're going to go get her computer.
I've had something to fucking do.
You've had something to do this whole time. Go get it. Hey, we stay bored all the time. So, I mean, you know.
no, you know, no TV. I can understand that.
No, we don't have TVs. We literally do not have TVs. We have phones. We have Kindle Fires.
Mm-hmm.
But we're the type of family, we interact more with each other
Yeah.
than anything. We literally will sit here and flip each other the bird. And in my family, that is not an insult. When you
Yeah.
flip the bird, even with Lethal, my oldest child, when you flip the bird, that's like saying I love you to each other.
Oh,
We
okay.
either do the we do the nut bumps when you go to bed,
Mm-hmm.
and we flip each other the bird saying I love you.
Oh,
And
cool.
we will be sitting across the room and both flipping the bird at each other or pinging warheads at each other's head. Or last night I was throwing orange peels at him. I mean, it just,
Just how you
we
do
get
things.
bored. So and a lot of things we do is like, we play card games. We play like Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious. Highly recommend it. We'll read tarot cards. We'll talk about the occult. We'll talk about magic. We'll talk about religion. We get in these deep conversations is what we do. And we literally will just go down a rabbit hole and
Mm-hmm.
stay there for hours. Or some nights, and I'm not going to say why, but I'm pretty sure if you read between the lines, you'll get it. A lot of nights we sit up with the munchies and giggles.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
It works. It works.
and we just laugh our asses off and have a good time.
Well, like I was saying earlier, me and my girlfriend, I go over there when her kids are not there because there's issues that we need to work out with the eldest. We'll watch on Saturday nights. We'll stay up to like 1 or 2 o'clock watching bad B movies.
Yeah.
And like I told you, there is a bad B movie. 2 of them. I know they're gonna make a third one. She wants to watch it when they do. It's called "Don't Fuck in the Woods." Literally, that is the title. The first one is horrible. Makes no damn sense. The second one has a bit of a story to it, but it's directly right after the first one. Directly. You see the first part of that one.
Yeah.
And the last part of the first movie. It picks up right at that part. And it continues. And it, like I said, it's called "Don't Fuck in the Woods." Literally, that's the name of it. You can look it up on Tubi. It's on Tubi.
Well, I mean, there's a warning for you. You know, there's your warning in the title. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You never know what will happen.
Well, it's weird. Is that the second one is? You'll just have to look at it, and you'll understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we'll watch bad B movies and we'll rate them. We will rate the B movie, because back in the 90s, we all know.
Goals, you know, I mean, that's Netflix and chill. I mean, that's a couple goals right there.
Yeah, well, it's more like Tubi and chill.
Yeah.
But she owns a prescription to one of the things out there. She loves watching Star Trek. Anything Star Trek, she will watch. And I'm like, there is only one Star Trek that she said was bad. And that was Discovery.
Yeah.
Don't watch that one. And they fucked it up so bad, pardon my language, but they did. Don't watch it. Don't go nowhere near Discovery. But she'll watch the older ones like Voyager, the original one, Next Generation, stuff like that. She'll watch. We'll watch them. Enterprise is one of my favorite because it's the very beginning of Star Trek. For those who don't know, Enterprise was in the early to mid 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's before Captain Kirk. It's before any of the other Star Treks. It's before them all. It's the very first captain. It's all of it. It's from the books. If you read the books, then you'll know about Captain Archer and everything like that. You'll know about him. He's mentioned in all the books. Well, in the books.
Yeah.
And I think Scotty beamed his dog. They don't know. They can't tell to this day where they sent his dog. Captain Archer had a dog. They beamed his dog through a teleported his dog, and they never found it. They don't know to this day where it's at.
Yeah.
And it's in the books. They'll talk about it in the books. And there's a lot in the books. Even the books, since you're a avid reader, they talk about how the Borg became the Borg. They explain it all.
Yeah.
So it's interesting is that Strange New Worlds, which is the new one that they got going, is before Kurt and way years after Enterprise, but it's before Kurt. It's the captain before Kurt. This guy was captain of this ship of Enterprise before Kurt was. He's mentioned shortly in the first episode of Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
He's the captain that gets injured and all that and can no longer be captain.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys. I didn't even change the layout earlier. I just thought about it. So y'all can see us better instead of that stupid purple background everywhere.
Well, you're not moving at all. Your camera's not moving at all. I'm looking at a still photo.
What?
Yeah.
I'm moving.
I'm guessing something's on your end that's preventing your camera from showing anything.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
But
so, as long as they can hear me, I don't care.
Yeah, I understand that. But like I said, Strange New Worlds is good. That's second season's coming up pretty soon. Can't wait. It's the show. It's the show that we started watching together. So, like I said, couple things that we do. Been with her for 3 years.
My big thing is listening to music. That's what I've been into.
Oh yeah,
big into music, and I'm talking about. I have listened to all types of genres, from Swahili music. Yes, there's a such thing. To goth music. Let me see if I can name some stuff. Maisie Star, I love Portishead, I love Jelly Roll, I love Kevin Gates, I love there's tons and Sleep Token and Bad Omens, I listen to them. Motionless in White, Falling in Reverse, 30 Seconds to Mars, Yellow Wolf. I just listen to them all.
Have you listened to any K-pop?
No, I have not. That is the one thing. Now, I'm not a big country fan.
Yeah.
I will. There's some country songs that catch my ears, and I will listen to them.
I'm not talking about country.
But K-pop, like what I was getting to is country's really not my forte, but there's some things that I will listen to and kind of get into.
Yeah.
But K-pop, I have yet to get into it. I don't know why.
There's a band that I want you, a group, a boy band, boy group, that I want you to look up. Shiny. It's spelled SHINEE.
Okay.
They have some awful stuff. Now, they do different. The groups do different ones. Well, the people. Like Key, for instance, spelled KEY. He does more of the really good pop music. You know, the really hard-hitting pop music.
Yeah.
For upbeat music, there's O'Neill. He does the upbeat type of music. O'Neill does. And then there's Minho.
I swear, you guys, I swear I have a t-shirt on under here. I gotta breathe. So
I don't think they can see you because your camera's not even showing you.
Well, if they can, I have a t-shirt on, I promise. I've had it on all day, and it's like time to take it off.
And then there's Minho. He does more like the slow ballad songs in his CD. Well, he's only got one, but it's slow ballad. But my girlfriend's favorite person out of that group is Taman.
Yeah.
That man is, I swear, he's Michael Jackson reincarnated.
Oh, wow.
The man can move like nobody's business. And his voice is good. It's awesome.
Yeah.
In a lot of his videos, he'll wear one glove in homage to Michael Jackson. He took a lot of his stuff from Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Good night.
Gotta get another cigarette. I smoke when I talk.
Oh, that's fine.
Night, Shell. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping in. But yeah, if y'all listen and have listened to this far into the stream, or you're listening later on this far into the stream, and you have some music recommendations, email them to me, leave them in the comment section. I will approve them. I'm always looking for different good music, especially if it's in the goth genre. I'll even take emo, or emo, whatever. I call it imitation goth, but that's neither here
It's
nor there.
emotional people.
Yes. Well, it's not like goth people weren't emotional too. Come on.
Yeah, well, I mean,
But those types of music, alternative music, I'm into big time. Rock, metal, I'm really into. Well, metal more than rock, but still.
you might want to look up that one girl I told you about, Bandmate.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Japanese group. Then there's Passcode, which if you're really into that hard rock, Passcode is your best bet because they got a screamer.
Cool.
They got a girl in there, well, a woman in there that she got that really deep voice.
Yeah.
And she'll do the screaming. It's really good. They got some slow songs that they pick up, but it's called Passcode. Just look them up.
Yeah. He's taking the dogs out to potty, you guys.
Oh, okay.
If you hear noise, that's what it is. Kipper's taking them out to go outside. It's their time to go. And he's on the phone FaceTiming as well. So
Yeah.
you will hear noise. Sorry. Kaya, no. But I am, like I said, I'm big into music right now. The guy I'm talking to, he is a musician. He can play every instrument under the sun. He's been in numerous bands. He's wrote acoustics for other people's music and lyrics that they've done. He's my music man. That's what it is. And he sends me lots of good recommendations, but his recommendations are a lot different than what your average person listens to. So, and I'm always into anything strange, weird, different. He's more of a instrumental person and I'm more of a lyrical person.
Ah, okay.
So that's the difference between him and me. But we mesh well because we still are able to converse about the two different types and what he approves and what I approve. And like, there's one song that I love that he played for me. It was the first thing he ever played for me, but he actually does not like the song, and that's Silent Lucidity. I love Silent Lucidity, and he doesn't like it, but he'll play it just for me because he knows I love it. But that's where we differ, but we both listen to a lot of I think it's Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Maisie Starr, Portishead, Poe. Who else? A couple other ones we listen to that Lorna Vallings, Jocelyn Pook, who wrote the Mask Ball song for the movie Eyes Wide Shut, which is actually a psalm in Latin backwards, is what it is.
Oh.
But we listen to a lot of the same music. It's just I've listened to everything so much lately that I'm ready to add some new shit into my repertoire.
I understand that
I
completely.
want something that I haven't heard before. I want something new. So if any of y'all listening have recommendations, leave them in the chat, leave them in the comment section. If you've made it this far, because we're 2 hours and 7 minutes in, if you've made it this far, congratulations, you're with the Misfits. But yes, leave them in the comments and I will approve your comments. And that way I can keep up with who recommends what. And like I said, I listen to all types of stuff. Like one of my favorite songs is a song called My Last $2. I mean, I listen to everything. So it just depends. But
I
music
listen
has
to
been
this
my
one
go-to.
group. Don't much anymore, but
Mhm.
sometimes I do. It's what turned me on to J-Rock, and it was Baby Metal.
Mhm.
And you talk about like a Metallica like group, that's what they are.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
a kawaii group. They're considered a
Yeah.
kawaii group, basically a cute group.
Yeah. I stop it, girls.
And
Kaya, stop. No. No. She's like, I'm not listening to you. I'm gonna do what I want.
but
I'm telling you, she's a feisty little thing. She
I
gets
believe it
she's
from the
so
sounds of it.
rotten.
She enjoys being a little feisty little butthead.
She really does. She's a bully. That's what she is. She's a bully to her mama. And my dog, the mama, just sits there and looks at her like, bitch, you crazy. She just looks at her like, whatever. Kaya, enough. But Kaya loves to talk. That's all she does. She'll sit there and have a whole conversation with you. You'll ask her something and she'll bark and answer you. It's crazy.
But
So
like I was saying, Baby Metal is what turned me on to Bandmate, which is my favorite group now.
yeah.
And then from there, I listened to Passcode. And I'm like, there's my rock. Even though I can't understand what they're saying, it still hits hard, just as hard.
Yeah.
It's because American rock, mainstream rock, has died. In my opinion, it has died.
Pretty much.
And
pretty much.
That's what's bad, is that we used to have rock and roll, really good rock and roll, and then sadly it died.
Yeah.
The day the music died.
Yeah, true that. True that. But that's my go-to. I will sit here and I will be doing research, or I will be writing lyrics, or I'll be writing poems, or I'll be drawing, and literally I'll have my Bluetooth earbuds in and I will have it jamming all the way up to where the other day I was listening to music and what was I listening to? I Want to Be Your Slave by Mainskin. That's what I was listening to.
Okay.
And my sister called, and when she calls, it says, your bestie's calling, answer your fucking phone.
Yeah.
And it started blaring in my ears to where I was snatching earbuds out. I was screaming and hollering, throwing them across the room. Scared the hell out of me. Cause I was like, that's not in the song. What the hell? And then I realized it was her calling my phone. She cracked up laughing for hours at me about it. I was like, it's not funny. That blared the hell out of my ears. She said, well, you shouldn't have had your music turned all the way up. I was like, well, I didn't know it was going to ring that loud. Gosh darn it. But
I'll do that.
I won't make that mistake again. That's for sure.
I understand that. I'll have, when I'm sitting here drawing, I'll usually do it at my girlfriend's place. Mm-hmm. But I'll have like YouTube going or something, or Roku. I have Roku, and I'll be having something play in the background while I'm drawing. I've got an electrical tablet, tablet that you use. The pen's like a mouse.
Yeah.
I got Clip Studio Paint version 2, and I'll just sit there for hours working on one picture. I think one time my girlfriend came, she sleeps in on the weekends because the kids aren't around, so she can.
Yeah.
So I've was working on it when I got up about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't stop until I left at 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm.
And that was just one photo, one picture.
Yeah.
I'm bad about when I get into my artwork. I'm bad about the drawing. I
Yeah.
don't stop until I get the way I want it, and that's the
Yeah.
that's the only bad thing about my opinion about my art.
I've
Is that,
been doing a lot of not necessarily. Well, it's been drawing, but it's more doodling, I guess,
Mhm.
than anything. That's like I said. I've got notebooks, like I said, full of lyrics, full of poems, full of drawings and doodles, and like I said, I'm on my third one.
Yeah, you there? You're cutting out, Lakaya.
I am getting off your hotspot. Okay, you there, Grim?
Yeah, I'm better. Yeah, I can hear you better now. Yeah,
Is everybody here?
yeah, that I know of. Yeah,
You there, Grim?
yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It hopped on his hotspot, and I had to relog out of it and go back to my 5G.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah, every time he comes in, if his hotspot cuts on, he cut it on for the computer. It automatically connected me, so I'm gonna have to go in and disconnect it. That's what I'm gonna have to do later, so it'll
Yeah.
stop doing that. But yeah, I doodle and I write and I kind of mentally go into my own world.
Mm-hmm.
And I just write to whatever comes to me. And I do want to say this to the people that do listen. If you were on my last Facebook account a couple months ago, it did get hacked. I tried re-adding everybody that I could think of, but if I missed you and you were on that account, you can look me up under Tabitha Tucker. I have a whole new account. It says I've got a public thing set to where it says my old one was hacked. Here's my new account, so you know it's my account. And feel free to add me. Feel free to go back and re-add me. I don't mind being friends with anybody. I don't have anything to hide on my wall or anything like that. Basically, I post a lot of selfies, a lot of pictures, and some quotes. That's about it. And so, I mean, if you're missing, hey Rad, love you. If you're missing seeing my post or anything like that, or notice that you're not on my friends list anymore, it's not my fault. My shit was hacked. Because they hacked my PayPal, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. I cannot get back into my Instagram. They almost got into my YouTube. Well, they did, but I got them out of it. I got them out of my Cash App. I got them out of my PayPal. I could not get them out of my Facebook.
How in the hell did someone do all of that?
They hacked my phone.
Oh, I've had that done to me. They really screwed up my Twitter.
Yep. They hacked my phone and went from there. Yep. So I got hacked pretty damn good, and it took me a good little bit to get it back. But my YouTube, they changed my name to Miller Rob. I mean, my Facebook, they had changed it to Miller Rob. So if you find that we were friends and you look on your friends list and you see a Miller Rob, that's my old account. Delete it, block it, report it, whatever you need to do. If you want on my new account, look up Tabitha Tucker, and that's how you'll find me there.
Yeah, when that account was hacked, and like the person tried to for some reason contact me, I was like, I don't know who you are, so I deleted them.
Oh, and they hacked my emails. They hacked 3 of my emails.
Wow.
I have several emails, of course, but they hacked 3 of them.
They must have been very good at it.
Why? I don't know, but they did. I mean, I guess they were bored and had nothing else to do.
Yeah, Rad, I do believe her picture is frozen. Her screen is frozen.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh.
It may be frozen. I can still hear you. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. It's just that there's no movement with the camera.
Yeah, it's my net's fine. It's probably because when I swapped back from the hotspot a while ago that
You're
it
welcome,
froze.
Dad.
Yeah, it froze my camera is what it did.
That happens. It's technology is not the best in the world.
No, and at nighttime here, my internet's shot to shit. My service is whack. So, ooh, my black eyeshadow done wore off, y'all. Y'all seeing me looking rough right now.
Well, we can't see you, so you're good.
Oh, good. That's good. That's good. That's good. But
And
if you can, it's looking a little rough around here because I have not touched up my makeup. I've been wearing it all day outside. And if anybody knows about wearing black makeup, black eyeshadow especially, the shit, no matter what you do, will crease, the shit will fade, and the shit will smear.
Rad just said maybe because you've got money coming in and they wanted it.
Shit, I wished I had money coming in. Hell.
I don't think that was the case. I think they did it because they were a part of a certain group that we will not say or talk about.
You know, I thought the same thing. I literally thought the same thing. But that's neither here nor there, and I digress because I don't want to get into that. I just,
Mm-mm.
you know,
No,
it is what it is.
That's something we won't talk about.
No.
These people will remain nameless on this on the show.
Yeah.
Nameless.
Absolutely.
We don't
Absolutely.
mention them or nor we say anything, but only in this instance, y'all know who we're talking about, so we need not say.
Yeah. But I'm not the first person that's been hacked, and I damn sure ain't the last person that's going to be hacked. So, I mean,
I was hacked my Twitter account was hacked last year for no apparent reason. I don't know why. I had to get a new phone and I had to log in, get a whole new thing. I finally got back onto Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. They posted some stuff that they shouldn't have posted, so neither here nor there.
Am I still frozen?
Yes.
Okay, let me try something and see if it'll unfreeze it. Did that unfreeze it?
No.
Damn. Okay.
The only thing that's gonna do the unfreeze, I do believe, is a restart.
Well, fuck it.
And it's getting a little bit late.
Yeah. I got you. It is actually. It's 9:30. It's time for me I got a phone call, or actually a couple phone calls to make.
Yeah.
And I've got some research I got to finish because hopefully tomorrow I can do my stream on the Yazidis.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully.
You
I'm
should
not
be
for
able
sure.
to. I mean,
well, it depends on if I can get a little bit of quiet.
Yeah.
Like I said, y'all, the way we live and with nephews and little kids, and puppies, it's not necessarily the quietest.
Ah, okay.
So I can, I have to pick and choose when I can stream and when's the better time and when's not.
Understandable. I mean, if I was you, I think about when we started streaming as of, an hour or two ago.
Yeah.
I think is your best time to stream.
Yeah.
Because your kids are all home and they're all doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
I think about around 7 o'clock, 6-ish maybe, will be a great time for you to stream.
And like you can tell, my little nephews, they're hams. They are attention hogs. They have to be in the picture. They want to talk to everybody. They want to say hello. They want to know how it works, how live streams work. They're very curious little children.
Yeah. But they're
my babies.
Like I said, about 7-ish, 6-ish, 6:30-ish would be a good time for you to start streaming. Well,
I guess we're going to call this one Grim.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea.
Until next time. Like I said, we will be having more the MISFITS podcast We will have other guests on eventually. I know I've got one that's done giving the green light and the thumbs up. We just got to get him lined up.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to be on a Misfit panel, this all it is us shooting the shit about a multitude of topics, whether it is supernatural, paranormal, food, movies, sex. Hell, I don't give a shit. This is the Misfits is where we all join together and talk about the most randomest shit you could think of.
Shooting the shit.
Just shooting the shit. So if you would think you would like to be on panel, send me an email. My email is at the bottom of the screen, lakayatucker@gmail.com. Send me an email and we'll work it in and get you on panel up here and just have fun and laugh and tell jokes. And, you know, if you got a funny story, we're willing to listen to you. This is the island of misfit toys, motherfucker. Come join us.
Yep. And
So,
we'll talk about just about anything, but we will not talk about said people.
yes, we will not talk about if it has to do with drama or YouTube drama. That is off limits. We're not going there.
Keep that shit at the door.
That's right. That is our number one rule. Now, if you've got opinions on stuff that we're talking about, or you want to chime in or give some insight, or you have some different facts or opinions, so be it. That's fine. But if it's got anything to do with any type of YouTube drama whatsoever, like he said, leave the shit at the door because it's not welcome.
Exactly.
And with that being said, we're going to call it a night.
Yep.
We've been going for almost 2 hours and 30 minutes. Love y'all. Love you, Grim. Talk to you later.
Later.
See you later, guys.